What's up, guys? Victor here. So I got a question from one of our subscribers, the Smoking Gun 111, and he had a few concerns actually, and I promised him in a comment that I would address them. So here's a video for you, buddy, and I will do my very best to answer your question. So what he was wondering, I was talking about in one of my videos how to transition out of a diet. I mentioned that you should bump up your calories to that of a maintenance level. And I also went on to explain that when you do that, you feel a lot better. Because when you're dieting, when you're depriving your body of the amount of calories that it would prefer to maintain itself, then you just do not feel your best. You don't feel quite as strong. You don't have as much of like a strut in your step, as much pop in your punch, so to speak. And your sex drive goes down a little bit. You can get colds and get sick more easily. There's all these different symptoms, and it's temporary and it's worth it, because once you get to your goal, then you could bump back up to a maintenance level and feel a lot better. And this is kind of what he was asking about. And the fact that he was wondering about this, he asked specifically, is this how I'm gonna feel? Meaning more anabolic, awesome. You know, I explained how you feel really good. There's a noticeable contrast when you come out of your diet. And he asked if this is how he's always going to feel when he's eating a maintenance level calories. And the answer is yes. And the fact that you ask that, it leads me to believe that there might be potential that you're over dieting. I'm assuming, based on the way you asked it, that maybe you're not feeling anabolic and not feeling like horny all the time, or like your normal spunky self. And in the video, I also did explain that if you're starting to feel this way, and this is oftentimes associated with your weight loss plateauing, it's a sign that you need to come out of your diet for a little while. So if this is what's going on, which I suspect it is, this is a very common issue that happens with people. They over diet, basically. They diet too long, or they cut their calories too low, and the aim is to see results faster, which is understandable. And because your body can adapt so easily to the dieting process, you can even get away with this and not feel necessarily really hungry like you might imagine. But what will happen is you'll experience symptoms, as I explained earlier, where you don't feel as good, you're not making real progress in the gym, you don't look as healthy, your weight loss is stalled even though you're eating a very low amount of calories. And if this is the case, then you must bump up your calories. And how many calories, you might be wondering? You want to bump it up to a maintenance level. The amount of calories that your body requires for you to sustain your normal current body weight. And the way to find that out is to multiply your current weight times 15. Now that's a rough number. You might have to do a little bit of testing, but that's gonna get you pretty damn close to your maintenance level of calories. Okay, so if you are feeling that way, then absolutely, man, bump it up. And if you've been dieting for a real long time, then you might want to be in a eat maintenance for like a few weeks maybe, and you'll feel a lot better. You will gain a little bit of weight, because not so much because you're gaining fat, rather it's because your body, because there's more calories, there's more carbs, which carbs equal glycogen, so your muscles will feel more swollen, more pumped up. You'll just hold more water, because the more food you eat, the more water you retain, and so you might gain 3 to 5 pounds. But it's a temporary, it's more like water weight and glycogen weight. It's not real fat, okay? So don't get alarmed, expect that. And then your last question had to do with, can you eat, or can you gain muscle mass while eating at a maintenance level? And absolutely you can. You can certainly do this. The exception to this, when I say yes, certainly, this is for like 90% of the people watching, if not more. Probably 99% of the people actually watching, but there are exceptions to that rule. It's not a blanket rule. And the people who can't gain more muscle mass while eating only a maintenance level are bodybuilders, or like really experienced lifters who already hold a very high amount of muscle mass and are very lean. Because if you're just a normal person, above 10% body fat, who's only been lifting for even a few years or more, what's going to happen, you could eat at a maintenance level and you're going to maintain your weight, but you'll build muscle and you'll lose body fat as a result. Your weight will stay the same, but because you're building muscle and your weight staying the same, by definition you're losing body fat. So you're kind of accomplishing that like desirable goal of gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. But I'm a relatively experienced lifter. I'm not like super huge or anything, but I'm about $175. And I can do weighted like bench, like bar dips with over 100 pounds for reps, weighted chins with like almost 100 pounds. You know, I have some pretty, like, relative, not super impressive lifts, but I'm pretty damn strong. And I can make strength gains even while in a caloric deficit. Now, at a maintenance level, that's what I do when I want to bulk. When I want to bulk and like put on some muscle and like make really awesome progress, I eat only a maintenance level. I don't really bulk. I find bulking to be unnecessary, again, unless you're a bodybuilder or somebody who wants to be extremely big. Then yes, you my friend, would have to bulk up and then like cut down and go through like the stereotypical bodybuilding cycle. But for normal people, no. So I hope this addressed your question, my man. And if you have any other questions, you or anybody, just drop them in the comments. And once a week, I'm gonna just kind of look through the comments, and if I see a question that might be relevant to, I feel like many people, then I'll be happy to make a video for it. I'm gonna at least once or twice a week make it a point to answer questions for you guys. Okay, so again, feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe and hit the like button. That really helps me out a lot. And I'll talk to you guys in another video. Peace.